hitting Trump on making products outside of the USA, something we've heard before, but certainly not the news of the day. Let's talk about it. Gina Loudon joins us. So does Richard Goodstein. Let me start with you, Richard. That sounds like a deflection to me. How much damage has been done the last few days, do you think, to Hillary Clinton?
You know what does damage? It's having Mitt Romney say that Trump's economic policies are going to lead to a, quote, prolonged recession. It's the hedge fund billionaire Paul Singer saying that Trump's policies will lead to a depression. It's Hank Paulson issuing an op-ed saying that he's way against Trump.
But you won't acknowledge
that's what does damage.
Some of this has damaged Mrs. Clinton, even if she was not directly involved. It was her husband, yes, but...
Listen, Connell, Loretta Lynch was a Bill Clinton appointee as U.S. attorney, okay? She was confirmed by the U.S. Senate after the email story broke. We've seen reports, check it, May 6th, out of the FBI saying there's no basis for prosecution. The David Petraeus prosecutor said there's nothing there. And incidentally, she's African-American, and you hadn't noticed. You think she wants a racist to be president? So even if she really was indifferent, honestly, I don't think she really is kind of neutral on who's going to be the next president. Let's not kid ourselves.
Well, it's interesting. So you're saying, is that an admission? I'll get to you in a second, Gina. I'm sorry. But let me just follow up with Richard quickly before I do that. Is that an admission of bias? Is that what you're saying? What are you saying?
No, I'm just saying, what possibly, I'm going to ask Gina or you to answer this question. What could Bill Clinton have possibly said in that airplane that could have changed her thinking? What information could he have conveyed or could have been received by him that could have changed this dynamic in any way, shape, or form?
Gina, it is all yours. Apologies for taking a second to getting to you, but what do you make of this?
Oh, I don't know. What could he have said? I don't know. Threats, intimidation, things that he's going to do to her. I mean, these are the Clintons. These aren't some new Democrats that just stepped on the scene. We know their past. Think of the travel office. Think of Benghazi. I mean, they just don't always tell the truth, and they are all about covering up the truth and secrecy. But here's what's really, really sad in all of this, and that I think that Democrats and Republicans, I think this doesn't matter what your label is for yourself. The people should be most concerned about what this did is breed voter cynicism. When only a little more than 50% of people even vote for the President of the United States, it is reprehensible, this appearance of impropriety. And if he didn't want to have an improper meeting with her, why not just meet out in the public on the tarmac? Why not invite the press in and have the conversation about golf, supposedly?
In the politics of it a little bit. And Gina, make your case first, then Richard will respond. Does this situation, such as it is, and now that we've heard from the Attorney General in those comments in the last hour, and you know where everybody stands on it, we've heard from Donald Trump and others. I could show you a tweet from Donald Trump in just a second. Does this make it more likely, or maybe ask it this way, Gina, is the race fundamentally affected by the presidential race, Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump? Do you think it's fundamentally affected just by this story, Gina?
I do. I think this solidifies the fact that there's this crooked Hillary label, and this makes it look completely crooked. I think that is these sorts of things that have caused the rise in the polls for Mr. Trump now. He is winning, as you know, in all the recent polls. And I don't think that this will be. I don't think this will be something that will go away. This is something that. It cuts across partisan lines no matter how you look at it.
We were talking about this the other day.
America.
I think there is an argument to be made that Trump could be polling better than he is, all things considered, if this has been indeed a tough week for Hillary Clinton. Here's his tweet real quick from Donald Trump saying, take a look at what happened with Bill Clinton. The system's totally rigged. Does anybody believe that meeting was just a coincidence? So that was from Trump. Richard, do you think this affects the race, makes it less likely, say, that Hillary Clinton's the next president?
Connell, again, we have two candidates here. The one who Republicans say is a racist and a xenophobe and would tank the economy and who mocks handicapped people and who outsources right and left. You know, I don't know if you're a sports fan. I'm reminded of Allen Iverson saying, we're talking about practice. Well, here we're talking about emails. We're talking about emails versus somebody who I think is, you know, the country would be horrified, most people. And you know what? I love hearing Gina say that Trump's leading in the polls. I love that because when I'm in a competition and the person I'm against is living in a dream world, I'm ahead. There's no, you know, yeah, there's that one Rasmussen poll that has been widely discredited.
I understand.
No, there's a Quinnipiac poll. There's a Quinnipiac poll that says he's winning with Hispanics more than any other Republican candidate ever, including Romney, 33%.
Do you believe that?
He's also winning with independents by a 2-to-1 margin. So it's not just one poll. This is happening all over the place.
Those are arguments for another day. This is the argument for today on this story. We thank you both of you for joining us.
Thank you, Connell.
Gina and Richard, thank you. Now,
thank you.